Welcome to part 2 of our deep dive into the wildest rides in B-movie history. Last time we celebrated real-world legends, cars that actually existed, even if they probably shouldn't have. But now we're leaving reality in the dust. These next 10 rides were dreamt up by filmmakers, built by mad geniuses in prop shops, and unleashed on screen with no regard for safety, logic, or fuel economy. Let's kick off the countdown. Number 10. Prison Transport Truck, Fortress. Christopher Lambert and his wife are arrested for the ultimate future crime, an unauthorized pregnancy, and hauled off in a massive armored transport truck. This thing is a rolling slab of corporate dystopia, a blocky metal body, and the kind of suspension that makes you wish for a quick death. Later, they hijack the same truck in their escape attempt, only to discover it's remote-controlled by the prison. The result? A tense chase where the truck tries to mow down Lambert and his pregnant wife, ending in a glorious fireball when Lambert blows it sky high. Number 9. Jet Car, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. Across the Eighth Dimension, starring RoboCop's Peter Weller as Buckaroo Banzai, a neurosurgeon, rock star, particle physicist, and test pilot, this movie throws everything at the wall and then drives a rocket-powered truck through it. The jet car, built from a modified Ford F-350 and retrofitted with fictional oscillation overthrusters, is designed to break the dimensional barrier by literally driving through a mountain. It's a completely original build for the film. The F-350 covered in clunky tech, fins, and tubes, like someone dared NASA to make a hot rod out of junkyard parts. It doesn't look fast, but it is, at least in theory. And in a movie filled with aliens, brain surgery, and rock concerts, this absurd vehicle still manages to steal scenes. Number 8. Mega Weapon, Warrior of the Lost World. Some villains hire assassins, others unleash armies. But in Warrior of the Lost World, the bad guys roll out Mega Weapon, a massive dump truck turned into a post-apocalyptic death machine. It's covered in spikes, wrapped in barbed wire, and bristling with mounted guns, lumbering across the wasteland like a fortress on wheels. It's not fast, but it doesn't have to be. When you weigh several tons and have enough firepower to take down a small town, speed isn't the point. It's silent, relentless, and the kind of vehicle that makes you wonder if the production crew just raided a construction site and said, "Yep, this'll do." Number 7. The Cyclone motorcycle, Cyclone. Starring Heather Thomas as a woman on the run with a prototype motorcycle built by her murdered scientist boyfriend. The bike, named Cyclone, is loaded with hidden weapons, rocket boosters, and enough chrome to blind a satellite. It's a totally custom build for the film, with a wild mix of futuristic bodywork and actual working motorcycle parts underneath. Despite all its gadgets, it still feels like something you'd see parked outside a biker bar in the 1980s. It's the perfect vehicle for a heroine with a perm. Number 6. The Car. The Car, 1977. A sleepy desert town is terrorized by a matte black sedan with no driver, no license plate, and absolutely no chill. This demon car is a heavily modified 1971 Lincoln Continental Mark III, custom-built by George Barris, the same guy who made the original Batmobile. But here his creation is pure evil on wheels. It stalks pedestrians, flattens marching bands. The kicker? It can't enter church grounds, implying the car is literally possessed. Forget plot. It's just a 2-hour death metal album disguised as a sedan. Number 5. Urban Assault Cab, Judge Dredd. In the dystopian chaos of Judge Dredd, where megacities are crime-riddled, Stallone is the law and Rob Schneider is somehow still employed.
I am the law.
The streets are patrolled by massive armored taxicabs. The urban assault cab started life as Land Rover 101, heavily modified with futuristic body shells designed by Woodhouse. 1 prototype and 31 production units were built for the movie, all riding on the 101 chassis. After filming wrapped, several were stripped of their sci-fi armor and converted back into standard Land Rovers because apparently Megacity 1 wasn't hiring. Number 4, 1975's Death Race 2000. Before the Fast and the Furious had family, Death Race 2000 had leather jumpsuits, body counts, and Sylvester Stallone in full villain mode. In this dystopian grindhouse classic, David Carradine plays Frankenstein, a masked national hero competing in a cross-country road race where running over pedestrians earns you points. Yes, that's the whole sport. Each racer drives a custom-built monstrosity that looks like it was designed by a drunk model kit enthusiast. There's a shark car, a bull car, a Nazi-themed tank, and Stallone himself tearing through crowds in a Tommy gun-equipped roadster. The cars are mostly built from Corvettes, dune buggies, and whatever fiberglass could be spray-painted in time for the next scene. These aren't just props, they're cartoonish murder machines. Ridiculous? Absolutely. But somehow it all works. It's brutal, it's bonkers, and it laid the rubber-stained groundwork for decades of car carnage to come. Number 3. Armored Truck, Double Team. The movie opens with Jean-Claude Van Damme barreling through a terrorist compound in a giant armored semi-truck, a rolling fortress built for pure chaos. It's reinforced, weaponized, and somehow agile enough to pull off one of the film's wildest stunts, launching straight through a moving train. The scene ends with the truck roaring off into the distance as the screen fades to black, leaving you wondering if Van Damme was driving to safety or just late for lunch. Number 2. Armored Truck, Terminus, a French cyberpunk film nobody saw, but everyone should. Prisoners are forced to compete in a deadly driving competition using AI-powered trucks. These massive gladiator rigs look like Mad Max vehicles built by IKEA, boxy, armored, and questionably functional. They're designed for destruction and outfitted with control systems that turn the drivers into little more than passengers. They don't so much drive as loom. It's dystopia on 18 wheels. And finally, number 1, the Landmaster, Damnation Alley. A post-apocalyptic road movie where survivors must cross a ruined America filled with killer cockroaches and radiation storms. Enter the Landmaster, a 12-wheeled articulated monster truck built for the end of days. This isn't a movie prop. It was a fully functional beast designed with rotating axles and modular armor. It looks like a mobile military bunker and drives like a Zamboni on steroids. Somehow it survives nuclear war, sandstorms, and 1970s pacing. The original Landmaster is reportedly still in existence and owned by a private collector. So there you have it. 10 machines built for one purpose: to leave an impression, preferably in the form of tire tracks and burning wreckage. Some of these were fully functional, others probably fell apart as soon as the camera stopped rolling, but all of them share one thing: they were designed to look awesome. That wraps up our 2-part tribute to the greatest vehicles in B-movie history, from real-life exotics driven by action heroes to custom-built nightmares straight from the VHS vault. If you've got a favorite we missed, drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this ride through cinematic chaos, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next rewind. We've got more explosions, more obscure gems, and more scenes where someone jumps out of a moving vehicle like it's totally normal. Until next time, keep it loud, keep it fast, and always rewind responsibly.